What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to another one of my agent guides. Today we'll be going over some Cypher defensive lineups on every map. As a sentinel, Cypher functions very well in defense, and it's important that you practice setups like the ones I'll be showing you today. If you like these guides or any of the other videos that I'm making, make sure you clap that like button, cheeks, and join the nation today. And with that, let's begin. So here's the first lineup for Cypher on Ascent A. So first you place your camera here, and then you can see default and people running in, and over in that corner as well. And then for your cage, you're gonna set yourself up on the second tile. So there was the first, and here's the second tile. And you're just gonna line yourself up with the center of this square. You can use your shift key to help you walk and stand on your specific spot. Then you're gonna aim right here. And then you're going to place a wire here. And then you're going to place another wire over here. And then you see the line between your camera and your ultimate icon. You're going to place that line right over here. The most right point of that right over there. Like so. Then you're going to place your cage. And then with this setup, you wait for somebody to come in, and then you use the one-way cage, and you can spray through. And if everybody comes from mid, you can do this one. For this next lineup on Ascent, what you're gonna want to do is jump into this box. Then you're gonna place your camera right here. This camera is really good because you have to actually come out all the way over here in order to shoot it, because there's this wooden part over here and they have to actually come out to shoot the camera. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to place your wire over here. This wire is good because it prevents people from actually touching the switch to close the door. Then for the cage, you're going to get into this corner, and then you see the green bar under your tripwire icon. You're going to place it right here, the leftmost point right here. I'm just gonna tap it, and now you're gonna head to mid, and then you're gonna do this wire. And then as for the cage, you have to look here at these bricks on the wall. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the very 5th one, you're gonna aim at the top right corner. And then you see the line under the 100, the HUD line under the 100 bar. You're going to place the most left point of that HUD line onto that 5th part. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, on the very top right corner. And then that's your one-way cage. And then you're just going to stand over here. And then for your phantom, you're going to do shoot here. So hit mid. And shoot here when they're coming main. And now for the next one, this one's for stairs. You're gonna first place your camera up here. This camera is good because you can see logs, sight when they're getting switched, and even into backside. And they also have to look back up to shoot it. So then you're gonna get into this corner, and then you're gonna aim right here on this tip right here. And then you're going to do another cage over here. And then for your wires, you're going to do this wire. And you're going to do this wire. Then you're going to stand over here in stairs. And then you wait for them to come in using the camera. And then once they come in, you can activate your cage. This is if they're in mid. And this one if they're coming from main. This is how you do the B site one when you're standing from back site. You're gonna do a wire here. And that's a good wire when they're going for the switch. You're gonna do the same camera. Then you're gonna do a wire here and a cage here. This setup's really good because you can situate yourself back sight just wait for them to come in. And first thing you're gonna do if they get into main is you can spray through here. And if they activate from the wire, you can spray through here. And now we're on to the bind lineups. First thing you're gonna wanna do is place a wire here and a cage here. Then you're gonna stand over here, jump on top of this box, and place a camera here. And then you see this middle line of the TP, you're gonna go back 5 rows of bricks, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 5th row, you're gonna go to the right brick and stand on the top right of that brick, like so. And you're gonna shift walk to help yourself align. And then you're gonna aim in this general direction, and then just tap it. This cage looks a lot harder than it actually is. It's pretty simple. And then as for your wire, what you're gonna do is place it right here. The wire is actually a lot harder than the cage. And then this is your default setup, and then you're gonna situate yourself back in lamps. Once the buy phase ends, you're gonna cam, wait for them to come in, and then activate your one-way cage, like so. And then you can spray through. And then with the next one, you can do this one and spray through here as well. You can even spray through the wooden part right here. And you can spray through with heavy penetration guns on the top and bottom, like an Odin. And then here's the next lineup. This is the one lineup that I do not recommend you do because this lineup is literally pixel perfect. The camera is pretty simple. This is a good camera, you can switch it up with the previous lineup. But this is the hard part. To get the cage, you have to be on the same x-axis as slightly above this point, and same y-axis as this point right here. So it looks something like this. And then to help yourself align up with this lineup, do you see the line between the camera icon and the cage icon? You can line itself up with the outside of the red point. And again, this lineup is literally pixel perfect. You can also do in other areas, but I feel like this one is a lot more easier than the other lineups. And then that's how you get the correct cage. And then you can place your wire here. And then for the next cage and wire, what you're gonna do is, do you see the green bar under your camera icon? You're gonna place it the leftmost point on this line right here, in the middle of that line, like so. Then you're just gonna do the same wire as before on the previous lineup, over here. Like so. And then with this one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand back over here and use your camera to see when they come into sight, and then activate the cage and spray through. And you can activate the other cage and spray through here. And now this is the bind B lineups. I feel as if Cypher is a lot better on bind B. And so what you're going to want to do is put a wire here, and then you're going to place a long wire right here. And then as for your camera, you're going to stand on the center of this line right here, and you're just going to jump. You can adjust by moving up and down until you actually get the camera, scoot up and down, and back and forth. Like so. And you can see people coming out of Hookah and even from long. And then you're going to place a cage over here, so that they can't see the left and right sides of the wire and they don't shoot it. Like so. And then you activate your cage as they're coming onto site. After you see someone using your camera, you activate the cage, and then you can spray through and get anybody caught by the wires. This is how you do another lineup. What you're going to want to do is jump up here and on top of this box, and then what you're going to do is aim at the most top left point of this part right here. And with this camera you can see into long and even as they're entering sight. For your wire, you're going to do this wire so that on default, and it gets anybody that's standing on default, and place a cage right there. And then for your final wire and cage, you're going to do this wire over here. Oh, this wire here. Then you're going to place your cage on the second part right here, the second star, so that they can't shoot the left and right sides as they're entering in. This is really good because they have to actually come out in order to shoot it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stand up here. First thing you can see in long. And then once you know they're long, you're expecting somebody from Hookah. And so as they get tripped, you stand on top of the box. And then you get easy headshots right here. And then as you get your first kill, you're going to activate this cage as they're pushing into long, so you can come back into the box. And then this wire gets both people that are coming out either in Hookah or in long. And then you play inside of the box, and this will be an easy wall bang for anybody planting default. This is your final lineup for bind, and this is a really cheesy lineup compared to the previous two. And you're gonna do a cage right here. This cage is really easy, all you gotta do is practice it a bit. And then for your wires, you're gonna place it over here onto this pillow. And this pillow over here. So those are for your wires, and then for your camera, you're gonna jump up into this box again. And then this is a crazy secret camera that not a lot of people know about. And so this is your camera, and as they're coming in, you won't be able to see them, but your camera will be able to see them. So what I like to do is mark the left and right on my map, and if they're getting orb or anything, I just mark them, and it'll actually go through. With this setup, you're standing here as you're doing your camera. And then the first thing you're going to want to do, once you hear people coming in, you're going to activate this cage and then spray through and get anybody before they get to the wires. Then you're going to activate your second one and come back sight. And once they get the wires, you get 2 more free kills. At least usually 3 kills from this. This is your next lineup for Haven. And you're just going to place a wire here and a wire over here. And that just gets both angles from long and from short. And then you're going to come up heaven. And then you're going to place your camera by jumping out and crouching so that you don't fall off. And you're just going to aim right here and move it a bit to the left. I'm going to scoot out a bit more. And then aim at the same spot and just move a bit to the left, like so. And then you're getting into this corner. And then you're just going to aim right here. So just come up into the right corner. And then you have your wires and then your camera. And as they come into sight, you can see them coming from both sides and all of the main points on sight as well. Then you activate your cage and you can actually shoot people and they can't see you that are in long. You can also see kinda some of the people in short, but you have to scoot back a bit. And yeah. Shouts out to Peak and to Curry for a lot of these lineups. I learned a lot of these lineups from their channels. So you place this wire over here. This wire is myself. I learned this myself. And you can switch between the left and right ones, but I prefer the right one because it prevents them from planting mid as well. And then with your cage, you're gonna place your cage here using this line right here. And then you're gonna jump up onto this box and do your camera over here. Here's your camera, and as they're coming into sight, you can place your cage and you can see the top of their heads as they're coming into sight. This is the Haven C lineup, and what you're gonna wanna do is first thing you're gonna place a wire here and do a cage here by aiming it over here by bouncing it off the top like so. Then you're gonna place a cage here, and then you're gonna do a wire here. With these lineups you don't have to be as exact because they're very easy to do. Then you're gonna place the camera by jumping on top of the box like so. And then you're gonna position yourself in logs and use your camera. You can see people in garage, cubby, and even from long. And right when they're about to come into long, you're gonna activate your cage and spray through long. And then you can do the other one if they're pushing through garage. And now we're on to Icebox. So first thing you're going to want to do is do this wire over here. And this one lands right on default. Then you're going to position yourself onto the second black line and right on the center of it using the crouch button. Then you see this line right here. And right where the buy barrier is, you're going to throw a cage right there. Then you're going to aim right here, and when the buy barrier ends, you're going to jump and click. Then what you're going to do is jump up on top of here, and you're going to place your camera over here. And then you're going to do a wire right here. And with this lineup, what you can do is with your camera, it will land right on default. And if you want to go to safety, use these wires and this cage right here. Use that cage to get back into back sight and wait for your friends to come to sight. Then you can use this cage over here and you can wall bang them when they're planting on default. And now for mid. What you want to do is place a wire here, and always do it on the right side. You don't want to do it on the left side, because there's a cup right there, and it's much easier to do from the right side. Then you're going to line yourself up right here, and you're going to throw a cage right here. Then you're going to come this way, and what you're going to want to do is put it on the fourth line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to come out here, shift walk, and place your camera on the top right corner. Then, what you're going to want to do is place a wire on default, like so. And then you're going to position yourself over here in kitchen. When you see someone in kitchen, you can spray through right here. And then if you see someone coming from sight using your camera, what you're going to want to do is you're going to activate your cage and then position yourself right here. And then you can wall bang people that are planting on default. Here's what it looks like from their perspective, and it prevents people from coming from mid as well. And then here's the camera. This camera is really good because as they're aiming over here, it's actually off screen. They have to look all the way up to the top right in order to shoot the camera. And now for the next lineup. We're going to do the same wire on default, like so. And then you're going to place it between this black point and this black point, like so that they can't shoot it, the ends of the wire. Then you're going to place a wire here, and you're going to line yourself up with the front of this K. You're going to scoot back until you reach the first footstep on the floor. Then you're going to aim over here. And then as for your camera, you're going to jump on top of this box. And you're going to place it right over there. For this lineup, you're going to position yourself in long, back here, and place your camera right here. Once you see them coming onto sight like so, you're going to activate your cage. And you don't want to peek all the way out, because they can still shoot you from the right. And they can shoot people as they get hit by the wire. And then once they land on default, you can wall bang through this wall. And you get the person planting. And now we're on to split. For A, here's what you want to do. You're going to line yourself up with this part of this wall, like so. Then you're going to aim over here. And you want to be on the same vertical axis as this point right here. Then you're going to do a wire over here. And then you're going to do a simple wire and cage over here like so. Here and here. Then you're going to do a camera over here. This camera is really good because it reveals an early A push. And then, once you see them coming onto sight, you're going to use your cage from heaven and shoot them through like so. Another easy lineup you can do from a heaven is this wire over here and this cage over here. Then you can do a simple wire over here and a cage right here. Then, as for your camera, when the biphase ends, you're going to aim over here. With this setup, you see them as they're coming onto sight. And then you activate your cage, and you shoot them like so. And you have to be on top of this box. And now onto B sight. What you're going to want to do is jump onto this box and place this camera. Then you're going to come down over here, and you're going to stand right here into this wall. Then you're going to aim right over here on the top left corner and place this wire. And then you're going to come back over here and do this wire in this cage. And with this, as you're coming onto sight, you can use your camera, activate your one-way cage, and spray through. And then you can do this one as well as you're coming into sight. And now, finally, onto mid. You're going to do this wire over here, and you're going to do the same camera over here. This camera can also see into mid. Then what you're going to want to do is do a wire here, further back, and then you're going to do the same cage. Be wary that when you're using this cage, they won't immediately get into contact with this wire. Again, you can see into mid, and as they come onto sight. And that'll be it for my Cypher guide. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heart.